Um, Yo. Just give me 1 minute. Give me 1 minute. Give me 1 minute. Everyone be here. I'll be back. Ooh. I'll be back in 1 second. Just give me 1 minute. Give me 1 minute. Give me 1 minute. And also, we'll let people get in here. Give me 1 minute. And let's let people also get in here. I'll be right back. Everyone joining, just give me 1 minute and let people get in as well. Just 1 minute, people. I'm just finishing one thing up and then we'll be good. Hold on, just one more minute. I'm almost done. I'm just finishing one thing up. Hold up. 1 more minute, I promise. Okay. Let's get started. Let's get started. Sorry about that. Okay. I am not making dinner. I already had dinner. Okay. Well, first off, let's look at the market. Let's take some things off. Extra clouds are very nice, by the way. Okay, so let's dive into, well, first, we're going to be talking about spreads, obviously. It seems like, obviously, that's what everyone's interested in. That's something I obviously want to talk about myself. It's just a strategy that has totally changed my trading for the better, 100%. And for the people that I've gotten in contact with and also met in real life, it's been a pleasure to see, everyone grow and learn spreads and obviously prosper off of them. Where's my dog going? Okay, so basically, we're gonna do a little quick deep dive into spreads. I have a lot of things to I have a lot of things to go over on the copy trading. A lot of things to go over, especially, we had a trade today where we lost. So a lot of things I want to go over. First, let's just kind of dive into spreads. What is a spread? Let me pull this up. Hold on, let me just sign in here. Give me 1 second. You're going to see a beautiful, and I mean beautiful. I will answer that question in just a minute, Per. Let's do this. I'm going to use Robinhood. This is an account that you could obviously see I have no money in. I like to do NDX. NDX has just been something that has been a staple in my spreads. I used to do Qs, I used to do IWM, I used to do SPY. NDX, I found I could be really safe with it. And it just worked absolutely phenomenally. So what is a spread? A spread is literally you are, instead of a directional move, let's say, for example, you are trying to, you believe the market is going to go up. You would obviously buy calls. If you believe the market's going to go down, you would buy puts. Now, with a credit spread, if you believe the market's going to go up, you would get a put spread, meaning you want the price to stay above a certain area to make profit. The market could chop, the market could go down, the market could go up, and you could still make money on that trade. A call spread is the total opposite. You want the market to stay under a certain level. Again, the market could go up, the market could go down, or it could chop. So with that said, we'll use NDX as an example here, and we will be on Robinhood. And you guys could throw all your questions in right now, by the way, into the chat. If you have any questions, I will 100% get to them. I don't want you to lose them, So if you have any questions and you think you're going to lose them, feel free to put them in the chat. Oh, I'm sorry. And I will get to them. Okay, so NDX. I know a lot of you have been seeing, and I'll use, it's going to do 4-day expiration here, so we're just going to sit with that. Not sure why it's doing that, but a lot of you have seen I've been doing 50 wide. 50 wide for an NDX is $5,000. 10 wide would be $8,000 needed for that trade. It's going to be a little different here because we have to go really far out. So what I'm looking for in a specific trade, and you could use this on any broker. One, I do look at the chance of profit. Whether it's chance of profit on Robinhood, whether it's a delta. Now, to do the delta, you're looking for a delta 12 or under. 12 or under would be 88%. So if it's 12, it's 88%. If it's 11, it's 89%. All you're doing is 1 minus that 12, 1 minus that 11, and that's what you're getting. So chance of profit or the delta, I'm looking for an 88% plus probability contract. Honestly, I've been doing even a lot safer over the past couple of months, obviously, especially with all the news that's been happening and all the war. I've really been going around 92% plus probability of profit. So for example, let's just do this. I'm going to sell a 27,780 put, which means I want NDX to stay above this level, okay, for me to make profit. Then I'm going to switch to the buy side. Still going to be a put. And let's just do the 50 wide. So I'm going to do 50 wide here. And I'm going to buy a 27,730 put. So for me to do this trade, I need NDX to stay above 780 by expiration to make profit. Now, just like any other trade, let's say market rips. Okay, market goes higher, and instead of 28,500, it's now 29,000. Your contracts are going to go in your favor. And in this case, with credit spreads, you want them to actually go to zero to make money. Whereas if you're doing a regular long call or you're in a put, you want the price of the contract to go up. With credit spreads, you're burning theta. You want theta to burn. You want, the contracts to go to zero. So that is something to just take note of. I see a lot of people get concerned about that almost immediately when they get into spreads. But spread is a strategy that I state all the time. I think it's more of like a consistent compounding strategy, especially if you do it appropriately. It really can be. And I'm going to show you, my track sheet, and especially for those people that have followed me in spreads, you obviously know I have had some great success with spreads. I've been trading them for 7 years, been trading overall for 11. It's definitely the best thing that I've ever gotten into trading wise. And I say this all the time too, it's literally a second income. So now, because this is 50 wide, this is a $5,000 trade. $5,000 is needed to open this contract, and that is the collateral used. That is not what I'm personally risking. Yes, technically that $5,000 amount is at risk, okay? But what I risk, and I'm not sure, well, it's because of the spread difference. Maybe I should have did SPX, but okay. So it's saying $1.60 credit here, but it's showing you $2.50 because of the spread on the actual contract. Let's just stick with the $2.50 to make it easier math. So you put $5,000 in the trade to open it, and you get $250 in expected profit. And as you can see, as long as NDX, as I told you, is above 27,780 by the expiration close, you will make profit. You will not make more than 250, but again, it is a pretty clean trade. You would need NDX to move over 2.75% as shown here. So 250 of 5,000 is a 5%, capital gain on your, trade, which is great. I mean, again, in this case, we're doing a, basically 3-day expiration trade because we're basically going into May 8th, and you're making 5% on that capital in 3 days. That's a great trade. There's nothing wrong with that. And again, that is where the compounding adds up. Let's say you make 10 of those trades. You made 50% on that capital, continuously grinding. And the chance of profit is, again, over 92% on that specific trade. Okay, so I did a little explanation on the put side. I will go to the call side, but I just do want to get to some of these questions before I get a little bit ahead of myself. Okay, so this is a great question. How are you adapting to the current regime with credit spreads? Yeah, especially over the past couple of weeks, obviously market has soared. That is very clear to see. Market has soared. So to go back to that question, put credit spreads have been thriving because market has been going higher. Where do I determine my entries? Now, this is a great question because this is also where I was going next. What I specifically do, and let me, hold on. Let me do this. Let me actually do this. Okay, let me back out of that. Okay, so what I was trying to show you was the market has absolutely soared, as Per was talking about, and put credit spreads were really the advantage here. So what I specifically do when I'm doing these credit spreads, and you're going to see, wrong one. I'll just make it cleaner. Actually, that wouldn't be cleaner. This would be better. Do I have everything up to date here is the question. I know I did it up until yesterday. Okay, perfect. Okay, so let's go over yesterday. Okay, I got an NDX call credit spread. for 62 cents. Let's just double check this. Yesterday, I opened a call credit spread at 11:39 a.m. Eastern. So let's go to 11:39. 11:39. Okay, so right about here. Okay. Now, what I specifically like to do when I'm trading spreads is I like to go against the green. So in this case, if we get a big run up, which I want to do today, for example, I want to get a call spread up here. I was a little greedy on the entry, and this is where I kind of got myself and, killed myself on that loss, which we'll get to in a few minutes. But market was up over 1% on the gap up, and we continued higher, getting to about 1.4% where I got that call spread. I was able to go 300 points out. Let me go to NDX because it'll actually make more sense to show you where I was. I was able to get 300 points out of this level around 450, 460. And you can see by the end of the day, we only got to 580. I actually got 680 calls. So I sold 28,680. By the end of the day, yesterday, we only got to 28,578. So I made full profit on that. Did not need to worry about it. Let's go to another example. Day prior, NDX put spread. I did a put spread on this one, selling the 27,210 puts, and that was at 11:46 a.m. Eastern. Wait, what? 5-4, is this 5-4? That's why, okay. Did I not do 1-5-5? What the hell? Wait a second. No, I did. Oh, I just didn't send it in that room. Okay. Okay. Sorry. So I did an iron condor for 5-5. Iron condor is just a put spread and a call spread. So what this means is you want price to stay in between two areas. You don't want it to break out. You don't want it to break down. And honestly, you can look at Tuesday's action. We really did not move. Yes, we slowly climbed up, but we really didn't move. I mean, low of the day was 27,850. High of the day was 28,070. I mean, after that first candle, low of the day was 27,900. So we really only moved 150 points, which is not what has been happening recently in the market. I got this around 10:30, which would be right around here. I didn't see us going a lot higher. So I was able to get a 28,230 call. I sold that and bought the 28,280 call. And again, we were over 220 points away from that on the high when we got to it at the end of the day. And I sold a 27,610 put and bought a 27,560 put, which was also over 400 points lower. So again, very clean trade. Absolutely had no worries, no drawdown on that trade. We were able to get $1.45 a contract. I got 10 contracts, making just about $1,500 on the day. So again, for me, it all depends on what the market is doing. I'm trying to go against the grain, or in that case where we just talked about the trade, right here, I just tried to kind of believe that we were going to be in a chop day, which it really kind of was. And it just worked out perfectly. I mean, it truly depends day to day what the market is doing, how the market is trending after the first 30 minutes, after the first hour. We get news out of the way. Obviously, we could have news intraday after that first 30 minutes, an hour, with tweets, with press conferences, which could obviously go against you. But, we just have to wait and be patient to see what the true trend is of the day. And based on how extended we are on that specific day, I could go against the grain. Can you go over how wide to hedge your risk, when to cut, rules, etc.? So this is perfect. This is also something I'm going to go over. So we'll dive into it right now. Rules I have when I'm getting into trades. I like to enter trades past 10:30, usually after the first hour. Sometimes I do it a little bit before, depending on how the market is moving, and especially if we gapped up or down over 1%. So I usually like to wait that first hour, make sure that we get the moves out of the day, get the news out of the way. Stop loss wise, I look for 200% stop loss. So, for example, if I enter a contract at $1, okay, I am going to risk $200 on that. So, if we go from $1 to $2, I'm down 100% and I'm down $100. If we go $1 to $3 on the contracts, I'm down $200 and 200%. So that's exactly what I'm risking. Whereas you could see, yes, we need 5,000 collateral to get in the trade. I am never risking that amount. I'm only risking 2 times my profit. That is where I am, using that risk management to make sure I am appropriately able to move forward to the next trade if I lose, just like we did today. Yes, you'll see IV expansion and VIX spiking, obviously, especially on those news. Sometimes I will let it go past at 200%, especially if we are really far away from the sold strike. And if the market, kind of just has a, one-sided move where it kind of starts to slow down and we can see it kind of come back. What type of dogs do you have? I have a cockapoo and a cavapoo, both cute little boys. What technicals do you look at to determine which strikes? So for that, this is great. Again, I'm looking at the chance of profit. I'm looking at the delta. And then I'm looking at same day and previous day / 2 days to look at, okay, where were we? For example, what market opened, let's say, it's yesterday, Wednesday. Market opened, we had a $28,200 low. Okay. I'm looking at the prior day, believing that we're trading a Wednesday trade right now. Obviously, our previous low was 27,840. Our previous high was 28,060. So my goal is, if the premium is good, I would like to get a put spread, or in this case, a put spread under 27,800. But if anything, I'm going to be looking at strikes to look at previous day, action and try to get spreads under that, or over that, depending on if I'm in a put spread or, if I want to get into a put spread or a call spread. So strikes always matters that day. Again, chance of profit, delta, and just looking at the previous day levels and seeing, where I could get specific strikes that actually make sense to actually open the trade. Do you mostly trade 0 DTE? So for me personally, I mostly trade 0 DTE. It's just something that has absolutely worked phenomenally for me, and usually NDX. When you place a trade, you are selecting credit. When you are closing that trade, you are selecting debit. What time do you decide to open an iron condor, and is there any technical analysis you follow? Yeah, so again, we'll use Tuesday as a great example. We just weren't really moving that crazy. And around that, what was it, 10:30 mark? Yep, around that 10:30 mark, I saw we barely moved. Other than that first candle, we barely moved, and we were just slowly moving. So I got an iron condor where I was able to go 300 points higher and 400 points lower. Again, we already gapped up just about 1%, or maybe like 0.7, 0.8%. So I wasn't expecting that much of a crazy move. So again, I'm always using, those prior day knowledges too. How reliable are the fills on your stop loss? I don't actually specifically use a stop loss. It's more so mental, but I'm always watching and navigating my trades. And then, for example, by the way, if you guys have any questions, then I still got to show you the call spread. Let me pull that up right now. Again, same thing as a put spread. Let's get to Robinhood. Let's close these out. Let's do SPX so you can kind of see it a little bit cleaner, where it shouldn't be as crazy. Don't need that right now. Wait. You do. Oh, you do index options overnight. I gotta check that out, to be honest. That's actually pretty interesting. If I could do a spread overnight, it's pretty wild. Okay. So let's do this. I'm gonna sell a 7,445 call, and I'm going to buy a 7,460 call. Okay. So there is a $15 difference here, meaning I'm only putting up $1,500 in collateral to open this trade. We need SPX to stay under 7,445. You can see that here. 7,445. We would expect to make $1 or $100, sorry, on that $1,500 collateral. So again, another good trade where we're pulling in what, just about 7%, I believe. So, you know, as long as SPX stays below 7,445, you would make profit. And then, you know, here are the results. This is the copy trader, at least. I don't think they updated it yet because it doesn't show today's loss. Well, we do have a loss today. We got into, actually, hold on. Before I even do anything, let's go to, hold on. I will get to that in a second, Egg. I just want to go over the loss today because that is definitely something. Okay. So just make sure we're seeing the chat. Yep. Okay. So NDX, we opened basically kind of flat, nothing crazy. We got a little pop, got a little drop, and then we pushed higher. I was looking for a call spread this whole time. You know, I just wasn't expecting the market to really go crazy today. It did obviously work out in that favor. Sadly, I was not able to get the call spread. I was trying to be a little greedy on the entry price. And then when we got this drop, was it at, let's check, at 1134, 1134. Yep. So basically on this candle right here, at this level, I thought we were going to come back up. So I actually got a put spread, which obviously did not go my way. These strikes actually were in profit by the end of the day, you know, which happens. But again, you need to stay close to that risk management. So I sold it for about 210% loss. And then I proceeded when we got the drop later in the day at 1:30, which would be right around here after this candle. I got a put spread on SPX, just about 85 points down, where you can see we just did not even go 10 points lower by the rest of the day, and I was able to make a little bit profit back. Wasn't anything crazy, but you know, I should have just stuck with my guns. I was believing, especially after the run that we had over the past few days, and SPY and IWM were very weak all morning. Yes, SPY did come back up, but IWM was weak all morning. There was individual names that were not doing good. I mean, look at Amazon, look at Google, AMD. After the little pop, Tesla was just kind of flat after the little morning pop too, and then just started to die down. You know, there's a lot of mixed signals on why I wanted to go call spread, and I should have just stuck with that and, you know, moved on with that. But I just try to get a little greedy in the entry, and, you know, it got me today. I lost just about $1,000, then I made about, you know, 250 back. So, you know, down for the day, but that's perfectly fine. This is where that consistency matters. I mean, look at this. Look at this. And here's the copy trading results, at least, because it's actually not updated either. You know, not from today with the loss. But, you know, $5,000 account made $6,500 in 5 months, or actually just about 6 months now. 130% return in that time. That's what it's going to be after that loss today. Just about 131%. 92.4% win rate. So again, It's consistent compounding. That is what I look for when doing these spreads. That's why I play far out, 92% plus probability. I want to be safe. And then here's a challenge that, I've been telling you guys for over 2 years now. 87% win rate. This was 5,000 to currently 159,000. So over $152,000 in profit. I still have to update this right now too. April was our best month in the past 2 years. And we have a really good start to May, other than the loss today, but just got to stay consistent. But risk management is key in anything you do in trading. Anything you do in trading, 100% risk management is key. And I found that 200% was really a key spot for my stop losses on spreads. Now, let's answer a couple of questions that we got in here now. If the NDX is 50 wide, how wide are you doing for SPX? And by the way, so I used to do 20 wide on NDX. And again, with the market going crazy, with the volatility, with the news, all that stuff, I'm going 50 wide because with 50 wide, I'm able to go further out. Further out being safer contracts where I don't have to worry that much about, a little move that doesn't go my way. Because I still have, let's say, 300 plus points over 1%, 1.5%. Evan, yes, all you need is 5K to start that. I believe if you're asking for the copy trading. For SPX, honestly, I'm doing 30 to 40 wide usually too, as of right now. But you could go a little bit, closer. And same thing with NDX. You go a little bit closer. It doesn't have to be 50 wide. I'm just looking for consistent compounding, and I'm going further out. Do you use live JEX data at all when you put in a trade? Yes, I am looking at it. It's not the end all be all. But yes, I am looking at it just to kind of see, okay, is this kind of going in my favor? So yes, I do use it as Confluence. I trade NDX more because I just love Qs. I love trading Qs more. I know Qs more than SPX. And I look at NQ 24/7, which is the NASDAQ futures. Yes, all you need is 5K to start for at least the copy trading. You could start with $1,000 in spreads. I would really suggest 2,500 to 5,000 overall. But if you're doing the copy trading with us, it has to be 5,000. Can you show the delta selection? You said a delta of 12 or below. Where do you get delta on Robinhood on the site? I actually don't know, if you want me to be honest with you. Where like if I went on Schwab, it would show delta. Okay, I'll be honest. Oh, okay. Okay, so here, delta. Let's go to okay, here you go. So we're coming into 11 delta. That's 89%, 10 delta, 90%, 91%, 92%. So you can kind of see what I'm talking about. 1 minus this number gives you that percentage chance of profit. Where's the chance of profit now? All right, whatever. I'll do it later. Oh, sorry. Hold on. Okay, you can see that now. So, you can get the delta on here, and you could see, those deltas. All right, let's see. Wow. Any questions? Yeah, sorry, I fixed it now. By the way, here is that spreadsheet. If you guys want this spreadsheet, you could use it for yourself. A lot of people have been. If you obviously want to look at my results, you can see it there. Any more questions on that in general as well, by the way? All right, you said you wait the first hour before you put in a trade. Is it? Yes, it is the gauge the direction of the day. Usually get the first 30 minutes out of the way, get the first hour out of the way, also get that news out of the way, um, and basically, go from there. Yep, yeah, same thing that I just answered. I usually like to wait till 10:30 to 11. Correct. Um, no, I don't use any software at all. I'm literally just using the brokerages. That's it. How do you get started with the copy? Oh, okay. Here. If you're interested in the copy trading, you could do this. And I'll send you that link. It's btf.peakbot.com/sign up. I just sent that in there. Obviously, you can see all the results here. Our total return. Click the results here. You get 25% off the first payment. The win rate, total return, so on and so forth. Any more questions on spreads? Let me bring that back. Let me bring this back. Bring this back. Yeah, these puppies, let's see. I'm looking for a dip buy on NDX, or NQ, I should say. Let's see. Does anyone have any more questions? I just wanted to make this a little quick, more so Q&A, little basics. It wasn't anything crazy. Just wanted to get something out. I know I said in about 2 weeks, I'm also going to do, a little more deep dive into spreads as well. How many trades do I make a day? I'm usually doing 1 trade a day for spreads. Earlier you said you enter another trade in the afternoon. Do you normally trade multiple times a day? No, it's usually one. Usually one and done. If I lose, I do try to take a second one and make some back. Only if the opportunity is obviously, presentable. I'm not just going to do it to do it. Am I going to do a tutorial on futures as well one day? 100%. And by the way, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yes, baby's coming this weekend. Very excited. First kid. So it's going to be crazy, but I'm very excited. Thank you. I appreciate that. Another thing with the copy trading is we're actually adding futures to copy trading within the next 2 weeks. So that is going to be really cool. So in 2 weeks, we will have copy trading on futures as well. Speaking of that, I have a funded account right here that I'm trying to get some payouts on. I'm already up at almost $1,200 there. Just waiting for a little dip buy. I kind of missed it while we were doing this. I didn't realize. Any more questions? If you guys have any questions on copy trading, you could always ask. Any questions on spreads, you could always ask. I am always here to help you guys. Do not feel afraid to not get an answer from me. I am always going to text you back. Seriously. I'm not one of those people on social media that is just going to leave you hanging. I'm always going to answer your questions, whether it's Discord, whether it's X. Please do contact me and ask me questions. Do I keep track of the news as well to manage my position? Yes. I do always watch. I'm always watching the markets. I'm whether it's on my phone, whatever it is. I'm always watching the markets. Checking it out, and watching my positions. thought I was the only one you were texting back. No. Yes, of course. I hope you have a great night. If you guys don't have any more questions, I'm so happy to hear that. I'm really so happy to hear that, Chase. If you guys don't have any more questions, I'll basically cut it off here. It is recorded. Again, we didn't go over anything crazy. But if you want to copy trade with us, I'll send the link in the chat again. It's btf.peakbot.com/sign up. And it would be the credit spreads. And obviously you could see the results sheet here, or you could see the results sheet on that site actually even too. If you want to join us, you could join us at our Discord. You could join us at bulltradefinder.net. But other than that, I hope everyone has a great night. It's going to be a crazy weekend for me. But other than that, I will catch you guys tomorrow. I'm so happy to hear that. Yeah, other than that, I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Again, do not feel afraid to contact me, DM me, anything of the sorts. I am always an open book and always here to help you. I would hope the same, if I was in anyone's situation, that they would help me. I hope you guys have a great night. I will catch you later, and let's kick some ass tomorrow before the weekend. Have a great night.